sound is made just for you.
As the pale light of the morning sun slowly filtered through sheer linen curtains, casting soft patterns on the wooden floor like threads of gold, a quiet breath filled the room, the kind of breath that rises after a long sleep, untouched by the rush of the world, and in that stillness, she stirred gently, her hand brushing over the folds of the blanket with a feather-light touch, fingertips grazing the softness as if memorizing each thread by feel, and for a moment, time itself seemed to exhale, letting go of urgency, letting the calm stretch wide and deep. The kettle had already begun to hum in the kitchen, a slow build of warmth as she stepped barefoot onto the cool wood. Each step a quiet rhythm, each creak of the old boards beneath her toes adding to the soft morning symphony that only silence could compose. She reached the counter, hands moving with slow memory, lifting the ceramic teapot, the same one with the tiny chip on the spout and the hand-painted vines around its base, and poured the hot water over a sachet of lavender and vanilla, the scent rising up in gentle waves, wrapping itself around her like a familiar friend. The sound of the tea pouring, a delicate stream hitting porcelain, filled the air with the gentle reassurance that all was well, all was still, and as she lifted the cup, warm now in her hands, she paused by the window, the light outside painting the trees in shades of soft green and silver, raindrops still clinging to the leaves from last night's gentle storm, and she could hear them drip, drip, drip onto the soil below, like the heartbeat of nature itself, slow and content, unhurried and grounded. She sipped slowly, the warmth blooming across her chest, and then turned toward her small writing desk in the corner of the room, where a blank page waited, open and inviting, the nib of her pen resting gently on its edge, ready to trace thoughts not yet formed, but already felt somewhere deep within. Outside, the world moved softly. The wind gently coaxed the chimes by the door into song, their high, airy notes lifting, then fading into the morning air, and birds chirped from the old elm tree with voices full of waking joy, not loud, but layered like music that lives just beneath the surface of silence. Her pen began to move, slowly at first, just curves and loops like waves on a calm sea, and with each stroke, a thought took form, a whisper becoming language, like water shaping stone over time, and with it came peace, that quiet knowing that even without speaking, the world listens, the air listens, the paper listens. Here, in this moment, she needed nothing else. The fireplace across the room had long since cooled, but the scent of last night's cedar logs still lingered faintly, mixing with the fresh steam of the tea, and now as she paused, her hands cupped around the warm mug once more, her breath slowed naturally, her shoulders softened, her eyes closing for a few seconds, not out of tiredness, but out of contentment, the way one might close their eyes to better feel the sun on their skin or the hush of a familiar melody. Because even in the stillness, the world was singing, not loudly, not insistently, but like a lullaby hummed just for her, for anyone who would stop and truly hear it. Time, which so often ran ahead like an eager child, now seemed to sit cross-legged beside her, smiling, watching, waiting patiently with her as the candle flickered again, its small flame alive yet steady, casting soft amber circles that pulsed gently on the walls, as if the room itself breathed in quiet harmony with her own slow rhythm. She looked up toward the shelves that lined the far wall, full of books with faded spines and handwritten letters tucked between their pages, small treasures of memory and meaning, and for a moment her fingers itched to reach for one, to feel the texture of old paper beneath her touch, to hear the rustle of pages turned with care. But instead, she sat still, eyes half closed,